The PlayStation Store's games under $20 sale is about to wrap up. Yeah, I believe tomorrow is the final full day of the sale. Chances are we're gonna get another sale tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be, but either tomorrow or Thursday. So we'll cover that when the time comes. But in this video, I want to take a look at some final deals out of this sale. Now, originally, I was gonna do a games under $5 video because we did under 10, we did under 20, but there are some deals that were outside of that price threshold that I didn't mention, and I was like, yeah, maybe I should mention them. So a lot of games under $5. We'll get to some more expensive deals as well, but a lot of under $5. So let's get right into it. Let's start things off with Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition. This is, of course, Tomb Raider 2013. It was then upgraded right after the PS4 came out to this Definitive Edition, and I love Tomb Raider 2013. I thought it was a great game, and obviously, I made it pretty abundantly clear that I think Rise of the Tomb Raider out of the three games is the best, but I think Tomb Raider 2013 is also very good. A little bit on the shorter side, you can complete it over a weekend or so, and it's still a very good game. The story does get a little bit wild, all things considered, but if you want a good game that you can beat in around, 8 to 10 hours, have a good time with, I think Tomb Raider 2013 is a pretty solid pickup. This Definitive Edition also looks better, so that's always nice, and $3 is a great pickup for this. Next up, we have Mad Max, which is 75% off for $4.99. Mad Max came out back on September 1st of 2015. Now, that day might not seem relevant to a lot of you guys, but it actually came out the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5. So Mad Max obviously got the short end of the stick if people were going to pick to buy one game. However, Mad Max turned out to be a fairly good open world action title in its own right. Solid combat system, the story got pretty compelling towards the end, and performance-wise, the game ran very, very well on even a base PS4. For $5, I think it's a game that's worthwhile checking out. Again, a game that I imagine over the next couple of years is going to get completely forgotten about, but I enjoyed it for what it was. For $4.99, it's a solid pickup. Again, not a game that you would drop $60 on, but at $5, I think it's a good pickup. Next up, I want to give a shout to both Prototype and Prototype 2. Prototype 1 is $4.49, while Prototype 2 is, $5.99. So, Prototype 1 came out back in 2009, and I have a very, very strong memory of this game, because I remember when it was coming out, Infamous 1 was also coming out at the same time, and it was like the battle of the superhero games, and I think most people would agree Infamous 1 was the better game, but Prototype was also fairly good. Now, let's take away the not-so-great visuals, and what you're gonna get is a game with an interesting main character, pretty enjoyable gameplay, and some wild superpowers as well. Take it for what it is. It's an open world game from 2009, so you can't have the open world standards of today, but it's a fairly good game, and for $4.49, I think it's a good pickup. Prototype 2, on the other hand, I think most people would agree is the better of the two games. Solid follow-up here, $6 for this. I would recommend you to play Prototype 1 first, and then you can jump into Prototype 2, but solid deals on both of those. Next up, for those of you looking for a high-quality, narrative-based game, Detroit Become Human is $7.99 if you're a Plus subscriber, $9.99 if you're not a Plus subscriber. Detroit Become Human was fantastic. I'm a big fan of the Quantic Dream titles. I really enjoyed Heavy Rain, and yes, Heavy Rain definitely does show its age. Beyond Two Souls, I thought had some interesting elements, but kind of fumbled the ball a little bit with that one. But Detroit Become Human was a very good title in its own right. Had some very interesting themes, and kind of showcases a bleak future that, who knows? You can take it for what you will, but there's a lot of decision-making to the game and a very, very captivating narrative with an excellent cast of characters as well. Obviously, you do have replayability here with a variety of different endings and choices being a big part of the game, but go check it out. I think at $9.99 or $7.99 if you're a Plus subscriber, really good pickup here. Next up, Just Cause 3 XXL Edition is 85% off for $4.49. Just Cause 3 was a game that when it came out back in, I want to say December of 2015, absolute train wreck of a performance, not just on PS4, PC version didn't run all too well, Xbox version didn't run all too well. Thankfully, a lot of those issues have been remedied, and best of all, unlike back in 2015, you're not spending $60 on the game. You're spending $4.49 for the XXL edition with some additional content. And the game itself, whenever you go into a Just Cause game, it's a game that you can kind of check out of, and if you just want a fun open world title where you can make a lot of things explode, have some fun action-oriented gameplay, Just Cause is always a solid option. I think the majority of people would agree Just Cause 3 is the stronger game when you compare it to Just Cause 4, and Just Cause 3 for $4.49. Really good buy here. You can get the base game without the XXL edition's additional content for $2.99. I would just recommend to spend the extra $1.50 and get it here. But either way, solid value propositions out of both of them. Next up, we have Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is 85% off, also for $4.49. You guys know the drill here. This is a game that I was incredibly excited about its release back in August of 2016. I was probably a little bit too excited for it, and I had too grandiose of expectations just because, you know, my expectations were sky high based on how much I loved Human Revolution, which, by the way, Square Enix, we do not have a way to play Human Revolution on any PlayStation platform right now. Please, can we get a remaster of that game with the missing Link DLC? That'd be great. Nonetheless, back to Mankind Divided. Mankind Divided I thought was a strong game from a gameplay standpoint, but I did think the narrative faltered a little bit, especially compared to Human Revolution. It's still a very good game, very good action RPG, really solid dialogue at times and solid storytelling at times. But overall, again, I thought Human Revolution was a strong game. Still a very good game, and again, Square Enix, if you're listening to my pleas, Human Revolution Remaster and Mankind Divided and Deus Ex as a franchise, it still has a lot of legs to it, and I would love to see another game at some point. You know, I know Square Enix is going to be putting out their superhero titles, and, you know, maybe they're making bread off that. But again, I think Deus Ex has a lot of potential going forward. Next up, if you want a game to make you cry, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a pretty solid option, 80% off for $3.99. This is a very, very emotional journey of course, two brothers as they are trying to find a cure for their father who is ill, and yeah, it's a game that is definitely going to tug at your heartstrings. You know, I've teared up at a few games. Walking Dead Season 1 was another one, but these games that you wouldn't expect it going into it, sometimes they just, man, they just hit you hard, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons was definitely that. This one is available through PlayStation Now if you do have a subscription to that. Otherwise, for $4, it's as good of a deal as on this list. Not the longest game in the world, of course, but you're only paying $4 here, and if you're in for an emotional journey, this is a pretty good one. Dragon Age Inquisition Deluxe Edition is next. 65% off for $7. This is like a couple pages deep, like a lot of pages deep on the PlayStation Store's web browser. So I was looking through it and then I saw it. I was like, oh, $7 for this is pretty good. Now, bear in mind, right now, EA Play is at a discount. You can get 3 months for $5. So if you would rather go that route, that's an option as well. If you're looking to own your games, Dragon Age Inquisition Deluxe Edition for $7 is a great buy. This is one of the first games of the PS4 era that I really, really enjoyed, especially from an RPG standpoint. Had a lot of content. I thought the story was fairly good, and visually it was a pretty good looking game as well, and I think most would agree that this was BioWare's last truly great game. And you know, some people didn't enjoy Inquisition as much as I did, but I thought it was a very, very good RPG, and the Deluxe Edition has some additional content for $7. I think you're getting a very good deal here. So yeah, go check that out. I think that's a solid pickup if you're looking for an RPG. That is a bit of an undertaking. Like, if you want to do everything in this game, it's going to take quite a while, so bear that in mind. But solid deal here. There is also a Game of the Year edition with more content available. That's not on sale right now. That's typically $40, so MSRP is $40, but when it does go on sale, it'll be much cheaper than $40. But we have the Deluxe Edition on sale for $7, so I thought I'd give it a mention. Next up, Dreams is 50% off for $9.99. I don't know how I didn't mention this in my under $10 video, but Dreams is one of those games that deserves so much more love, man. Media Molecule might be one of the most underrated studios in all of gaming today. I think they did a tremendous job with Little Big Planet, and Dreams is a very interesting game where obviously it's very much emphasizing the creation elements of the game as well, but if you have no interest in that, much like Little Big Planet, yes, there's a lot of emphasis put in the creation tools. You could just jump in and you could just explore all the different creations and have a great time that way. For $9.99, this is a game that Media Molecule is looking to support for quite a while, so you're going to get a lot of longevity out of it. I saw a tweet from Greg Miller who he just put out a tweet saying that this game should be free included with all PlayStation 5s, and I think that's a fantastic idea. I think that would be great if Dreams was just installed with every PlayStation console going forward, because I don't see it selling all too well these days. Not a lot of people are talking about it, and I think the people that got super into it, you know, they're into it at this point. There is a free trial available, so you can check that out, but I think that's a great idea. Alternatively, you know, it's $9.99 right now. We're not going to get it for free, so take that for what you will. Maybe it'll be a PS Plus game at some point, but man, under $10 for this is fantastic. Go check it out. Also want to give a shout out to Tetris Effect Connected. It's at a pricey price point, I guess. 50% off for $19.99. I loved Tetris Effect, and I'm not like a big Tetris guy or anything like that. Like, obviously, everybody's played Tetris growing up, but Tetris Effect just does Tetris in a way that is just so well presented, has trippy visuals, fantastic, fantastic music. The soundtrack in this game is superb, and the Connected Edition does add multiplayer as well. A lot of good stuff here. So $19.99 again, a little bit pricey, but I still think it's well worth it. It's a game that you can constantly go back to. Like, I haven't played it in a little bit, but yeah, when it initially came out, I was on Tetris Effect so much, and that soundtrack again is fantastic. You can just go listen to the theme song, and that's great. And then that'll probably make you want to buy the game. But $19.99 again, at a higher price point, but I still think very much worth it. And lastly, a game that I constantly go to bat for, Bandai Namco's Little Nightmares, is 75% off for $4.99. Yes, this game has been outpaced by Little Nightmares 2, but that game still goes for an expensive price point. Little Nightmares 1 is still very much worth playing. A horror game that is very enjoyable, platforming horror game with some puzzles in there as well. $5 I think is a great price for this. Also included with PlayStation Now, so if you want to play it that way, that is an option. There is a free demo available. You can check that out if you want. It's not the complete edition, but base game is fine at $5. I think this is a pretty solid buy. And that's going to do it for me. Again, links to all of these deals will be in the description box below. Again, this sale is ending. I believe tomorrow is going to be the last full day of this sale. So I imagine we're going to get another new sale dropping tomorrow or maybe Thursday. I would imagine tomorrow. I don't know, maybe we get a games under $10 sale, maybe we get an extended play sale, maybe we get a double discount sale. You guys know the cycle of sales, you know, PlayStation Store goes through, so be on the lookout for that. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.